Good morning, yogis. I'm Nicole. Welcome to My Yoga Time. Today's super short yoga snack is ideal for when you're looking for a mindful start to the day and you're short on time. So let's begin in a wide-legged child's pose. So take those knees out as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, and sink your hips back. We'll extend those arms out in front and bring your forehead to the mat. If your forehead doesn't meet the mat with ease, you can always use a block or a rolled up towel underneath. Two choices: you might keep your arms straight or bring those elbows a little closer and take the hands into prayer above the head. Begin to breathe down into the hips, the lower back, the lower belly. Feel the body rise and expand as you inhale. And then take a moment to pause, to hold the breath before you exhale very slowly, surrendering into the pose. Follow your next inhalation, lifting up just a little. We'll keep those arms out in front, high on those fingertips, palms are lifted. Here you can bring your forehead back down and try and guide your shoulders back towards the hips. Follow your next inhalation, lifting up again, and as you exhale, walk your hands over to your left as far as you can go. Keep the right arm straight. Little bend in the left is fine. And you might even like to lift the right armpit just a touch. Just breathing down the side body. And let's move to the other side, keeping the left arm straight, little bend in the right. And find your way back to the center of the mat. Let's come forward and down onto your navel. From here, we're going to make a pillow with the hands. Rest the forehead down. Bend your left leg. Raise your right leg and rest, if you can, either your ankle or your shin of the right leg in the arch of the left foot. Press through the ball of the right foot, flaring out the toes. One more inhalation here. As you begin to exhale, lower down, and we'll change sides. Inhale, and exhale, lower down. Let's take those hands out in front now. Lift the heart and the head, and try and pull your hands back, engaging all the muscles along your spine. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. Hands coming underneath your shoulders now. Squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs and keep trying to pull the hands back. As you inhale, lift up the feet and the upper body. And then as you exhale, lower down. Feet and forehead meet the mat. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Let's do one more. And coming all the way down. Well done. Coming into your locust pose now, you might choose to have your hands next to the body or a little stronger in the shoulders if you interlace the fingers. Be sure to tuck the tailbone under and then once again lift up with the inhalation. Try to lift through your inner thighs. So this is a wonderful pose to ignite that digestive fire. Also a great one to help strengthen the muscles along your spine. And let's lower down. Return to your tabletop position. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So taking your right arm underneath your left, bring your right ear to the mat. You can always use a block underneath the head for support if you need. I like to take a mudra, chin mudra through the right hand. And we'll keep the left elbow bent and pointing up towards the ceiling. Try to firm your right arm down and squeeze your shoulder blades together. It's as though you're trying to rotate your heart and your navel up towards the ceiling. So if you found your sweet spot here, feel free to stay exactly as you are. If you're looking for a little more of a challenge, you can straighten your left leg and then float that foot up off the floor. And let's release. We'll change sides, come back to center, and left arm underneath the right. If you did so on the other side, straighten your right leg and then float the foot up off the floor. And lower right knee down if it's lifted. Let's return to tabletop. We'll curl those toes under. Inhale into your back bend and exhale to round the spine. Next time you round the spine, we're going to incorporate a downward facing dog. So try to keep your spine rounded as you press into the pads of the fingers and take those hips up and back. Inhaling here, and then exhale, knees back down to the mat. Follow your inhalation into your back bend. Find your exhalation into downward facing dog. When we move mindfully with the breath, it becomes a moving meditation. Well done. Lifting up now and holding your downward facing dog. Option to center your left leg and raise your right leg. Option to keep those hips square and the legs straight. Otherwise, lift up that right hip and bend your knee. Try to point your knee up towards the ceiling. Pressing into the pads of the fingers and flexing your right foot as though you're kicking something away. Let's inhale and straighten. Square the hips. Step through. Find your low lunge, left knee down to the mat. When you're ready, inhale those arms up. Try to turn your pinky fingers in, lift the chin and move the throat forward. Inhale. And exhale, hands down, half pyramid pose here. Let's take those hips back, point the right toes to the ceiling. We'll keep the heart lifted at first and try and lift the tailbone a little as well. That's going to fire up those hamstrings a little bit more. From here, feel free to fall forward. Allow the back to round. Try to press the palms down and slide them forward. Well done. Inhale, walk those hands forward, find a lunge. We'll take a twist, raising your right arm up and pressing into both feet. Try to turn your left shoulder in towards your right knee. Inhale and exhale. Right hand down, step it back, downward facing dog. Changing sides, left leg up. Option to lift up that hip, bend the knee, look under your armpit. Straightening the legs, squaring the hips, step it through. Find your low lunge. Float the arms up and try and pull your right knee forward and drag your left heel back. Inhale and exhale, hands down, half pyramid pose, pointing those left toes to the ceiling. Try and drag the heel back. Folding down now, rounding the back, trying to press the palms down and forward. Come forward into your lunge, raising up the right knee and the left hand. Inhale and exhale. Bring that left hand down. Step back into your last downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 lion's breaths here. So you'll inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, try to ha out the breath and stick out your tongue nice and wide. Well done, yogis. Bring your right knee forward now, behind your right wrist, pigeon pose, lengthen your left leg behind you. Now, if this is not an option for you due to knee and hip injuries, you can lean off to your right, bend both knees, create a right angle through the backs of both legs. Left thigh, right shin parallel to one another, and the short side of the mat. So if you're here, you might fold off a little more to the right. If you're in your pigeon pose, you'll come down to the center for me. Either making a pillow with the hands, or you can even stack the fists to support the head. Breathing into the outer hip, the lower back. We're here for 3 breaths, and I want you to see if you can witness all 3 breaths without the mind chatter distracting you. And remember to pause before you exhale. Inhale, lifting up. We will take one more downward facing dog. Stepping that right leg back. Feel free to walk out those legs just briefly. And when you're ready, changing sides, left knee forward, extend the right leg behind you. Or if you did so on the other side, you can bend both legs, creating that right angle through the backs of the legs. Let's take 3 breaths here. Can you be with all 3 breaths? Follow your 4th inhalation out of the pose. You can lean off over to the left as you bring your right leg around. And we'll come to a cross-legged seated position. If this is causing any discomfort in your knees and hips, feel free to straighten one or both legs. So we're going to place our left hand on top of the right, thumbs to connect. It's almost as though you're creating a little bowl through your hands. Just rest your hands in your lap. Close those eyes down, softening the forehead. Placing the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. As you inhale, feel the breath descend. The navel expands. And when you get there, pause. Hold the breath, and as you do, start to firm the lower belly. Feel an internal lift. Ladies might like to lift through the pelvic floor. Keep this lift and this tone as you exhale. Then as you inhale, relax these muscles, let the breath descend. A moment to pause before the out-breath ascends. When you're ready, bring your hands to prayer at the heart center. Then raise your hands to the third eye center for clarity of thought. Fingertips lower to your lips for purity and honesty in our speech. And hands to the heart center for love and compassion in all that we do. Thanks, yogis. I hope you enjoyed that short yoga snack. If you haven't done so, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.